Many times we see very well-known and famous designers making bad design. And the visibility of their products is just the consequence of the advertising and commercial relationship between them and the magazines. So it's hard to understand, especially from an inexperienced point of view, what is good design and what is not. So one person could say, okay, you understand if it's good design if it sells. So if the red dot is that reliable, there must be a relation between winning a red dot and the success in terms of sold.
Yeah, from the red dot side of view, we are always looking at the usable part of design. We are not looking at spectacular, crazy ideas like the magazines do. So even some very famous designers won red dots, like Philip Stark has many red dots. But for those things which are really working, and this is what the jury is looking for. We are looking on usability, on function, and the symbiosis between usability, function, and aesthetics. This is the most important thing. Aesthetic alone is not enough. And you have areas beside the furniture area which are much more important for designers and which create much more money. The furniture business is such a little business compared to electronics, compared to car production, and compared to toolings, machineries, and things like this. And in this area, design plays a totally different role. Sometimes you have the hidden champions behind very good solutions. These designers are not so well known in the magazines, but they do things that make our life so important and so happy. Designers behind the mobile phones, designers behind cameras, behind all the technical equipment. And these designs are awarded with red dots. And of course, take a company like Apple, take Sony, or take many others who received red dots and who are the champions in the market.
You own a Ferrari and you like Italian wine. So is there any other things that comes from Italy that you enjoy?
Oh, yes, of course. I enjoy the way of life of Italy. This is something what we Germans admire. Because Italians can be so, they can have this dolce far niente, this doing nothing and enjoying just the life. And this is, for Germans, sometimes very hard. That's why we enjoy it. When I come to Italy, I love to make my holidays in Italy, because it is, you cross the Alps and immediately you feel like in a different kind of universe. And this is, the whole way of life. When you go into an Italian restaurant, the way they produce their food, the way they do it is so different and makes so much fun. So I think Italy is full of design in the daily life. Yeah? This is for us, for me, I love this, And when I see, especially in the Salone del Mobile, I go to the Via Napoleone and then they make these nice selections of products in the street. This is impossible in Germany. And this is what I really love, this way of life.
And what do you think is our weakest point?
The weakest point is the same as your strongest point. Your strongest point is to be Italian, the weakest is also to be Italian. The problem is Italians, they focus too much on Italians and on Italy and their own policy and things like this. We are now in a global world, and that means that you must open the mind for global issues. A nation must be very globalized thinking, and Italy does not do this enough, I think. But on the other side, this is on the other side the advantage, because this is what we love, that the Italians are Italians. That's it.
Peter, you came here for the Milan Design Week. What would you change about this event?
Talking as a German, I can have so many changes. For example, we can have, we could change the logistics, we could change the signing systems, and we could bring much more logical things into it. But at the end, I'm not sure whether we make it better or worse, because I think how it is perfect. It attracts so many people from all over the world. And it's like a cancer. you know, it is growing in different directions. You cannot control it like this. And I think this is the good thing about it. Many places in the world try to copy it or try to do their own design weeks, but they cannot make it in this way like it works here. Here it is something that is happening on its own. And it is, sometimes you have the feeling it's almost out of control. And I think this is the advantage. A German would really kill it, I think, by controlling it. And so I would say I come here since the late 80s and I saw how it has developed, and it is so perfect, and I could not have anything to add to it.
And talking about the countries, you have the whole view of the worldwide design scene. Which country do you think nowadays is the perfect place to be for a designer?
It depends on. I think today we have to think in global solutions. It is not any longer a question of a city or of a particular culture. I think for a designer it is very important that he travels a lot, that he probably has a studio in different places, as many designers already have. They have a studio, let's say in Singapore, they have one in Milano, they have one in Frankfurt. So I think this is the most important thing today. And of course you should be there where your clients are, you know, where a strong industry is. If you have a strong industry in your neighborhood, then you have a very good understanding of the market and of the needs of this kind of your clients, you know. This is important. So I would not go just for one place. Of course, a place like Milano is fantastic for the inspiration, but at the same time, it's also sometimes important to understand the companies from the Black Forest, you know, to understand how they want to be successful. And again, then you need to understand our Asian partners, our Asian companies, how they approach design. That means a good designer today is a person who is in a global business.
And which branch of design it attracts more money today? Because, you know, before it was furniture, light design, but nowadays start to designing chairs, it's very risky because you don't make money anymore like before. So which branch do you think is more attractive for?
Oh, it's all the electronic business. I think the big companies they create the most money. You know, it's the electronic business around the mobile phones, around the cameras, you know, and of course the car industry is still very important. We are facing many innovations in the car industry for the future, electric cars and things like this. I think they will generate a lot of totally new markets. And for designers, of course, to be a part of this is being a part of changing the world. Every designer and every architect loves to do a chair once in his life. Of course, this is like doing your masterpiece. But finally, if it comes really to success and money, I think in the modern technology area, design is the most successful.
Okay, thank you. I think it has been a very interesting discussion.
Good.
And we are done.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Good.
Okay.
Good.